startup visa program was introduced several years ago as a pilot last year, almost a year ago. It was converted into permanent, so now we have it. And we refer certain individuals to startup visa program because we do that, and it's quite sophisticated program. It's not easy, and mostly because every entrepreneur, especially if they're young, consider themselves next Sergey Brin or Bill Gates or whatnot. So what we have, one criteria, I'm trainable.
You are.
What we consider the test for greatness, I call it, for innovative component. You have to have innovative component in your business idea, in your invention, in your portfolio. If you have patent, for example, or you're in process of filing one, we always coordinate and we try to catch those entrepreneurs, especially young ones, unexperienced in business dealings, as soon as possible before they contact what called designated organizations themselves, because that's where they get lost and they lose their chance because they introduce their idea, they get rejected, and they feel discouraged. And I always say, listen, average venture capitalists listen to 1,000 pitches a year. They accept 10. So the chance that you will be rejected is so high, you must ignore it. So you must trust us. We work together presenting your case, and we select the right organization. Because in this case, for example, and one of the pitfalls of this program, for example, the language benchmark requirement, because the benchmark level 5 is not that much, but everyone on the team, and for startup program, we can select a team of people, like one key person and 4 other, let's say, partners. It can be a team, but all of them must fit those requirements. And recently I got a very tragic case because the key person couldn't pass the test. So 3 others could do, but they don't want to. They have this camaraderie of helping each other and this and that. They decided not to go. They canceled halfway. Well, we never refund what we spend, right? We work on this case, we work hard, but at a certain point they just said, no, we can't go without him. He's a key person. So we tried to find other way, but that was a no, because he couldn't pass English test. Education requirement is very little, at least 1 year of post-secondary education. And speaking of capital commitment, people sometimes misinterpret how to read it. They think they have to put, I heard different opinions. Like they said, oh, I have 200,000. I said, what? Oh, I can finance as like myself. I said, no, that's not how it works. Venture capitalist firm must support you and make a commitment. And that's how they issue a letter of commitment, a certificate of commitment. And that's what they have to commit to your enterprise, 200,000. And not many venture capitalists in Canada, by the way. The percentage of venture capital compared to, let's say, United States is probably 1 to 100. So it's just a handful of venture capitalists who actually do something and participate in this. But what most people, what startup program visa do, what startup program candidates do, they go with angel groups because commitment is not that high. And it's easier to explain to 1 person or 2 people than the whole committee. And in Canada, it's all done by committee. It's not like in Silicon Valley. You made a pitch with 1 leading partner and you're done. Here, the leading partner must talk to other partners, and it's getting messy because they all reject, they all afraid to, do something wrong. And that's a dramatic difference between us working in Silicon Valley, which I had experience with, and here. Here we struggle with venture capitalists because they have sometimes the lack of entrepreneurial experience. But business incubators, they pick up the pieces because they don't have to provide any commitment, but they have to provide support. And that's where it's getting messy, because for support they want a sound chunk of business. And it is getting messy. So for everybody who want to use this program as alternative, I always say, well, let's see if you're ready for that. Because some people can't handle that. It's that easy. You can say, yeah, I can talk. No. What about 5 incubators rejecting you and only 1 will agree to listen? And then even then, they will probably think 3 times and, I mean, demand so much from you in shares, in equity, and it's devastating, and they're not ready. Well, sometimes candidates are not really ready for business conversation. Advantages, well, technically no need in pre-qualifying experience. If you have an idea and have somebody who will support you, well, you go. Disadvantages, as I said, in my view, I would say, more or less experienced view, dealing with this program from the beginning, high demand from designated organizations. It's so hard to pass through, especially if you're acting alone. Like the more requests we have now, not at the stage of the beginning of the process, but at the stage when they hit that wall, talking to designated organizations, nobody accepting them, they have good idea, they have all other qualifications met, and they've basically stuck. So I'm saying this because sometimes people say, oh, I have an idea, I'll go with startup. Well, you have to count on designated organizations. That's how the program
Don't
works.
turn the page.
Okay.